Hi everyone! Welcome to our second Instagram Live with Alison Broe, former Olympian and Commonwealth Games medalist. Just about to add Alison now. Hi Alison!
Hello!
Nice to see you.
Bonjour!
Bonjour, madame.
I'm here.
Yeah, nice to see you.
How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. Yourself?
Excellent. Lovely day in the garden.
That's what we like to hear. Getting a tan.
Well, not exactly. I've been doing my plants.
As you do. Anyway, yes. That's fantastic. You know, you've been part of British Army table tennis for a while now and getting involved with some of the coaching and training sessions. So just in case people have joined and don't know much about yourself and stuff like that, a lot of them do. Just do a little intro, what you've achieved and your career, and a little insight would be lovely.
Okay, let me think. What have I achieved? Well, I played for my country over 500 times. I think I wrote it down actually. I played in 6 World Championships, 6 European Senior Championships, 8 Commonwealth Games, 2 Olympic qualification, and I actually qualified and played in 1 Olympics as a senior. So over 24 years of playing, something like 600 caps, playing. So 24-year playing career.
That's impressive stats. You know, we're just so grateful that you're part of Army table tennis, and we'll say no more. We're just glad we've got you. So it's fantastic. So it's nice to see the chairman's joined, and you've got John and we've got Nicola here as well. So that's fantastic, and hopefully a few more will join shortly.
Yes, my cat has joined. My cat.
Well, hey, what's your cat's name?
Lily.
Lily, what a nice name.
Yeah, she's settling in for an evening of table tennis chatter by the looks of things. Well, anyway, my hair's not looking good now.
Neither's mine.
Oh, you know, you've got an impressive hoodie there.
I know, it's sporting hoodie. Yeah. Looking the part.
It's hard to get the right angle, isn't it, on the
It is. It really
about
is.
getting all your double chins in.
I know, that's why I'm leaning back on my recliner sofa.
I can't. Oh, well, anyway.
But
my cat.
So how? So what was the? You know, so how are you coping with lockdown and stuff like that? I'm hoping a few more will join, and then we can ask some better questions.
Yeah. Yeah, lockdown's been absolutely fine, but I'm very lucky because I live in a little village, and I have a very big garden. I mean, I've got my own gym, so not that I've been using it with rower, and I'm sat in it now. Yeah, it's sad times, isn't it? I mean, but we're all fit and healthy. That's all you can hope for, and it's a bit like being on holiday, to be honest. I haven't worked for 60 days, so yeah, odd.
Yeah, I can imagine. I guess you've been doing a lot of live chats. We saw you did one with Table Tennis Scotland, and
yeah,
you've been doing a few others.
No, I haven't actually. That was the first one that I've done, and then so no, not really doing anything with table tennis. A couple of people that I work with are sort of coaching online. But I haven't really done that. So yeah, just being a normal person and trying to keep everyone safe, really. I look after my mum. She's 82 tomorrow, and she's finding it very challenging. I've got a son at home. My daughter's not at home, but my husband's working from home. So, you know, it's busy, isn't it? A lot of lovely walks, and we've been lucky with the weather, haven't we?
Yeah, we certainly have. That's definitely been a great, you know, it's been great to have nice weather. It would be a lot worse, wouldn't it, if it was raining all the time?
Yeah. I mean, I'm lucky because I'm surrounded by woodlands, and you know, you can walk for 2 hours and see maybe 3 people, literally. So yeah, I'm lucky. I'm in a good part of the world for coping with lockdown.
Oh, that's fantastic to hear. So have you had any thoughts about going back into the sport? And obviously you do coaching now, and what are your thoughts on that?
Realistically, the things that I do, group wise, I can't see how it's going to work until September. But we'll wait to hear what the guidelines are. And the last time I coached was at Kingfisher Junior coaching session, and I think we had 3 groups. We had about 60 children coming in over the space of about 4 hours, and we were having to wash the balls in between, large groups. And it was very stressful. The kids were so well behaved, washing their hands and sitting quietly, and we had more trouble with the adults, to be honest, than the children. But trying to keep everyone safe was so stressful, and it was the first death in Reading, and I happened to be working in Reading, and it was just frightening. So I drove home and everything had finished, but a whole year's worth of work had just cancelled, because I do a lot of tutoring and stuff like teacher training, and so I'm not quite sure how the sport's going to cope, but I'm sure we will be. It's maybe wearing gloves or it should be okay. But obviously you've got to have a confidence, haven't you, when you're really safeguarding large groups of people. You just you've got to feel that they're going to be safe, and then we can all enjoy our sport again.
Yeah, that's critical. And I guess with Army Sports Control Board, Table Tennis England and all the other governing bodies, they'll update us as we go along. I've just seen that G18 GMM, I don't know if you know them, or Alid Howell, do you know them?
Yes.
Ah, well, nice to see you. Nice, thank you for joining. John has asked a question. So he's also said this, he put, out of that impressive 24-year playing career, what were your 2 or 3 favourite highlights? So was it the Olympics or maybe it was something different?
My highlight, well, definitely actually qualifying to go to Barcelona Olympics. I played Popova in the last match. I think we played 16 matches in 3 days, and Popova was a mighty Russian player that I'd taken on many times and, never beaten. And so I had 0 expectation of winning. And it was just one of those unbelievable matches. I think I was 2014 up. This is in the days of up to 21 to go to the Olympics.
Yes.
3-1 and 2014 up, thinking, I've done it. And then bottled, lost. And then in the final and 5th game, was 2014 down, and then she bottled.
Wow.
It was just the most unbelievable match, and people still talk about it today. It was just one of those freaky matches, and beating her 22-20 in the 5th, having never beaten her in 20 years, suddenly realizing I was going to the Barcelona Olympics. I don't think you can top that.
No, I bet you can't.
No, because I had 0 expectation of beating her. I just went out and enjoyed myself, and I just happened to play a blinder and won. So
fantastic! You must have celebrated that evening.
I think everyone was in a state of shock for some time, and then and then to actually go to the Olympics as a all the different sports involved, and standing next to Carl Lewis or. But I had breakfast with Boris Becker that year, which is slightly unusual. So that's got to be a highlight. But there are lots of highlights. You set yourself little goals, albeit to win the under-11 girls or the under-13 national champion, or to win the junior title, or it took me 16 years to become national senior champion. So when I finally did it in 1984, great moment, because that's what you played all those years to say that you've been national champion. I mean, and also another highlight was obviously to win a Commonwealth gold medal. That was pretty special. we won 2 or 3 European bronze medals. Yeah, so
You've got
happy days.
Yeah, so many you've got there. You know, incredible stats and so many great achievements. I've just seen that Royal Logistic Corps has joined us, so hello to them. Nicola has just asked you a question. She's put, what kept you motivated to keep you playing at the elite level?
Well, aged 18, I had to decide what I wanted to do, and was it going to be table tennis, or was it going to be go to college and do something, you know, another career. I chose table tennis, and obviously I had certain goals. I never quite achieved all the goals that I wanted, but once you're a professional sportsman, you've got to earn a living, so you got to keep playing. And I don't think I could have been happier, because I love table tennis, and yet I got paid for what I was doing. So yeah, I didn't have plan B. So
okay.
I didn't do, in those days we weren't really allowed to do anything. We just trained full time, which I wouldn't advise is a very good idea, but that's what I did. And I just loved playing table tennis, and there was always something, you know, you wanted to be the Commonwealth champion or win a medal at the Europeans or whatever your goal was, and try and pay the mortgage at the same time. So just keep going till you drop.
Good advice. Great advice. So is it Table Tennis Fit? They've joined as well. So hello to them. Kieran said hello, and he says, good to see you, hope you're well. So he's wishing you all the best. And obviously the Royal Logistic Corps love you, because 162 Regiment RLC have joined. So welcome.
Excellent.
So you've got a fan base there.
Well, when I saw that you had Liam Pitchford lined up on Wednesday, I thought, no one will want to talk to me.
Oh, of course we do, you know. I couldn't believe I got that, and I couldn't believe I got you and Ryan and
Excellent.
Sam Walker and a few others. But yeah.
Well, you're the master, aren't you?
Well, I do try to be, you know. I've got to get the best in, you know what I mean? So, you know.
Good. That's really good.
No, it's really nice of you to be involved. So have you got any, you know, advice or tips for our players, you know, on lockdown if they want to train or practice? Would you suggest getting a robot, or what would you advise?
Yeah, I mean, quite a few of the guys that are juniors that I'm working with at Kingfisher, you know, they've got playing in the garage, the garden, you know, they're getting quite a lot of table time. In fact, they're playing more than before because they're not going to school.
Yeah, true.
So I know of at least 5 or 6 that are, you know, putting in 4 or 5 hours a day with dad feeding and, you know, on the multi-ball or the robot. So I think people are finding a way to play. But obviously you've got to keep fit. You can do a lot of stuff off the table. You know, you don't have to be hitting balls. You can work on your fitness, shadow play, skipping, a little bit of running. If you're lucky to have a table or a robot, you know, you can practice. Yeah, unusual days.
Yeah, definitely. No, that's great advice. You know, you can work on the whole aspect of the game. So that's good. I've just seen another question from John. He's on fire tonight.
Oh,
we're just waiting on Kieran. He takes a while to come up with a question. You know, takes him a good 20 minutes. Bless him. But yeah, John said, how does playing for England today differ from playing in the 1980s? And then he's put Liam who, exclamation mark. We have Alison Broe here, exclamation mark. And I did say that, so just saying.
Well, I mean, I'm not involved in the international scene now. So it's very difficult. You know, someone like Liam Pitchford's played full time from the age of 12, which is, or even earlier. I remember going to visit him in Sheffield when he was just a wee lad. And so I'm not sure, actually, you know, I think they're probably more professional now than when we played. I mean that in the fact that, you know, they've been to academies, or I was at home. traveling, you know, playing once a month for at England camp, something like that. I never was a full-time. I didn't leave my home, and someone like Liam did. And Paul Drinkle was involved in an academy from the age of 10 or so. I think the game has definitely moved on since I stopped playing, i.e. people are playing full-time, leaving their homes, going to academies, going abroad, whereas I was based in Reading.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if people know what club I was involved with Matthew Syed in Bounce. So we had a sort of like very small elitist club, a very small training group. So if the training group was 12 people, 12 ended up as full-time players. It's well documented, you know. It was so I think out of our 12 group, every single one was national champion or Commonwealth champion. So it was a very elitist experiment, I would say.
Oh, okay. So with players now, do they have, in your day, did you have a team that went around with you, or did players of today have a team that go around with them? You know, I don't know how it works.
Yeah, I mean, at the beginning, I was as a young, you know, player, age 10, 12, I was part of a group of players. But then when we, you know, so it was a team effort, and we had coaches and a small, you know, lots of girls playing. Well, there was probably 8 of us playing, going around the circuit. But then when we sort of got to 18, 19, we lost at least half of them because they went on to go to uni or did different things. And then I remember at age 24, I ended up just me. Everyone else had either got injured, and it wasn't as much fun. You know, it was very difficult to find practice partners, and you know, my best friends within the game had all left, and I was on my own, which isn't easy actually.
No, I can imagine.
Yeah, so then you'd have to travel, you know, spend a week in Birmingham or a week in Yorkshire, or to get the best practice partners. So it became, you know, it wasn't such fun because I lost all my friends, if you know what I mean. Because it is, fundamentally, it's an individual sport.
Yeah,
it's not a team sport. So you're isolated. You're training yourself. You're trying to get, you know, the best practice you can get. So yeah, it wasn't as much fun.
Yeah, I guess the focus and the goals and everything like that, you know, kept you focused. And then obviously, you know, the history says the story, doesn't it? You've achieved a lot, so obviously, I guess you haven't got any regrets and anything like that, you know.
Well, no regrets, because regrets in the fact I think I should have done something else, as you know.
Okay.
I mean, Matthew Syed, who's 5 years younger than me, he was the first player that actually went to university and played at the highest level. And he was obviously a very clever guy and worked really hard and was very organised. So, you know, he's gone on to do great things outside the game. But if you just play table tennis, it is difficult, because obviously everyone gets to the end of their career and they either go into coaching or, you know, they don't. I actually love coaching. So I, you know, have spent the next 16 years coaching, but not everybody does like coaching. So
what's your favourite thing about coaching then? What do you enjoy about it?
Helping.
Okay.
Communicating.
Yeah.
I mean, when I played, I thought, oh, playing so difficult, coaching so easy.
Yes.
You just sit there and make comments on your game, and you know, it's so tough. But actually, playing's really easy.
Yeah.
Playing, you can control everything yourself. You either win or lose everything. You know, coaching's actually really tough. It's harder. But what do I like about coaching? It's being part of something, helping people achieve their goals, whatever that may be. It might be somebody winning 70% in Division 3 of the league, you know. Could be anything. But yeah, I like people and I like table tennis, and so it makes sense that trying to help people play table tennis is a good job.
Yeah, I know, definitely, and we can see that when you come and support our training camps. And
when I turn up on time.
I wasn't going to mention it. You know, we're having a professional conversation.
Oh yes, yes.
I'm only joking. But Alid Howell, he has a question for you. He says a couple of questions from me, Ali, and then a funny emoji. I'll let you have a look at that later.
Okay.
What makes a good coach, and a highlight you have from coaching?
What makes a good coach?
Yes.
And what's one of the highlights have I had from coaching?
Yes.
Oh gosh, Alex should know the answer to that.
Get thinking.
Well, obviously you've got to have a certain amount of knowledge, haven't you? What you say has got to be right. So you must be able to technically analyze what's going on, and you must understand the person in front of you. So that isn't something that can be done in the first 10 minutes of meeting someone. You've got to see what sort of personality they are, and try and bring out the best in them and try and help them. So communication is the best thing to have as a coach. I mean, my best coaches weren't necessarily over the years the best players. I just had an affinity with them, and they helped me through tough times, because sports are very up and down. 1 minute everything's great, and then it's not, and you can get quite stressed and het up and down on yourself.
So how do you deal with that? Because obviously some of our players might get downhearted and go, "Oh, I keep losing," but then over time people do get better and start winning and can represent the army, for example. So did you have is it mind coaches, or what do you call them?
Psychologists. Yeah.
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah, I mean, coaching is putting all the pieces together of the jigsaw, the environment, and getting your player trained, obviously, to the best that they could be, ready for competition, and keep them relaxed and just let them enjoy their play. And if they win, that's a bonus. But the most important thing is just to go out there and compete 100%. And if you've done all those things and not got too het up, you usually play well. So it's sort of goal setting and getting them relaxed, and just understanding how your player works, how they tick, and what gets the best out of people. And every single person is slightly different. There's no set, you've just got to understand your player, not be too hard on them if they're down, and try and lift them if they're down, and if they're misbehaving, then get them on board and get them focused. And just, it's basic communication.
Yeah, you've said that a lot, the word communication. It's key, clearly.
Yeah. But I mean, any line of work, if you're managing somebody, because that's what coaching really is, I suppose. Yes. It's understanding the person to try and get the best out of them, and have fun, and make it fun. Sport is fun. It should be fun. And if someone's not enjoying what they're doing, they're not going to play well. Really.
Yeah, I totally agree, because if you relax and you're having fun, you'll just play better, won't you? If you're tense and het up or wound up.
Well, try to make it realistic goals and little tiny steps. I want to be this good in so many months, and then try and, it's unrealistic expectation that you might put on yourself, or your parents might put on a child, or whatever. There's so many different factors, but if you can go out and have fun and play and enjoy the sport for what it is, then you're going to play well. I mean, someone like Roger Federer, he's still enjoying his tennis, isn't he?
He is. Yeah, and you can see that.
Yeah, he loves to compete, and if he loses, obviously it's upsetting for him, but he just loves to compete. How can he still be so motivated with all those millions in the bank?
Exactly. I was just going to say, so what was it like, the atmosphere and experience, when you were at the Commonwealth Games and the Olympic village. What was that like? That must have
Oh,
been
yeah.
amazing atmosphere and a time.
Oh, well, I personally never experienced anything because I played in, well, I can't remember. Well, I played in 8 world championships in India, China, but I'd never played in a multi-sport environment like the Olympics. I mean, the opening ceremony. Oh my goodness! I remember sort of walking in, and trying to see my mum and dad.
No, I'm not surprised.
In the stadium, and I must have spent at least 15 minutes. I'm like, what am I doing? I mean, there were so many. I'd never been, involved. I'm not really putting it in words very well. It's just overwhelming when you play sport and you're in your little bubble, and table tennis is a small sport. So it's never had big crowds. Well, the Worlds, you get big crowds, and certain European events, you'll get big crowds. But I'd never been part of something that was the whole world watching. It suddenly occurred to me, all those people watching on telly, and it was an unbelievable moment. We've seen people like Boris Becker and Carl Lewis, and being part of a Great Britain team. Wonderful, wonderful memories.
Yeah, I can imagine. But it was absolutely amazing. It says here, Harrison, is it Frederick Hyde? Do you know him? Do you know him? He's joined.
Sure. Hello, Harrison.
I know. I'm not sure if you know him. But if anyone's missing this live chat with Alison Broe, you can catch up because it'll be saved and shared. So I hope we're both looking really well at the moment, and we all, and you can catch up. But hopefully we'll have a few more joining. Any more questions? Anybody? Get typing. Alison's waiting.
Do you know what? I've got a glass of wine here. My husband said that's very unprofessional.
I should have got a pink gin, and some fruits and everything.
It's the evening. We're in the garden room. Why not?
Yeah, no, that's great. So that's your motto, isn't it? Have fun. Enjoy the sport.
Well, I think it helps. Don't take yourself too seriously and just enjoy yourself. Obviously, you've got to train hard and work hard and try and reach your goals. But no more questions. Is that it then?
I don't know. There must be a few more. Go on, Kieran. You're very quiet tonight.
What are all the guys up to?
I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. Maybe they're washing their hair. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, it's quite late, I suppose. They might be tucked up in bed.
They might do. Oh, that's nice. So John's just put a nice message. He's put, thank you very much for doing this call-in and for all the army sessions you do. And happy birthday to your mum for tomorrow. Fine wine and hairdo. Stay safe, everyone.
Good on them.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
But, just trying to think if I have any more questions. Come on, Kieran.
Shall I ask you a question?
Oh, hopefully it's something easy and it's not maths.
Table tennis related. Table tennis. What have you been doing during the lockdown, apart from your raising all that money for the NHS?
That's kind of you to ask. So,
and being in your hot tub.
Moving swiftly on. Oh, we have a question. Moving swiftly on. Okay. I've been working from home. Wink, wink.
Oh, working from home? Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Very busy. So Alid has asked, who's the best coach? I assume you've had, I'm assuming, or maybe best coach in the world. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Who's the best coach that I've worked with, probably it means?
I think so.
Well, that's very difficult to answer. Obviously, I've worked with quite a few different coaches, and they all have different strengths. I mean, some people are really good in the training hall. Some people are really good in competitions. Some people are very motivational. I'm trying to think of the biggest influence I've had personally. I suppose it would have to be Pete Charters. And I still work with him now, and he's
Okay.
80. So he probably produced hundreds, well, at least 20 national champions in his coaching career. So yeah, he's quite up there. Different coaches tend to be good at different things. Like you can work with someone who's really good with beginners. You could work with somebody that is, great in national training, really good at multi-ball.
Yeah.
So I have worked with lots of different coaches, and I tend to pick up little bits from each one. Think, oh, I like that. I'll nick that. Yeah, I like the way he's done that, and or she's done that, or there's so many coaches out there.
I have a question. He's actually said, Ali, apologies, I just threw in a quick question. You saved me, but I will answer. It's only polite, but I'll do so in a sec. But if you did doubles, is there a partner that you'd pick? Is there someone in mind, or
playing doubles?
Yes, and things like that. So who's your dream partner now?
I wasn't very good at doubles actually, because I was quite big. I couldn't get out of the way.
Stop making me laugh.
Not renowned for my doubles play, but I suppose I was quite successful with Desmond Douglas, but that was because he was a legend of a player, and I used to just let him do all the play. But we, I think we won medals at Europeans, and we were Commonwealth champions a couple of times. But yeah, doubles is. You got to have a partner where your styles are suitable, and you get on well with. I was more of a singles player, to be fair, than a doubles player.
No, that's interesting insight. So thank you.
We
just had a question from Nicola.
Okay.
But they obviously still want you online, so that's great. So we have quite a few adult beginners. Which strokes should a person focus on in the early stages? That's a really good question.
Coaching question. Which stroke? Well, I would always go for a forehand topspin myself. That it depends. It depends. Did she say adults?
Yeah, so for a few adult beginners, because obviously that's what we get a lot of.
Yeah. Well, you want the basics. You want the basics, really. But obviously, if they're still quite athletic and young and they want to play an aggressive game, I would always start off with, your forehand topspin, your backhand topspin, some good serves, so they can actually start to win points immediately. I wouldn't be pushing negativity stuff like pushing and blocking, and I would. People tend to do what they learn first. So if you teach them a forehand topspin early on, they'll use it in a game. If you teach them to push or be safe, that's what they're going to turn to in competition. So whoop it up with topspin. That's what I would do.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that answer.
That's okay.
So we have Jamal that's just joined, but I think he's written in. So apologies. I'm not sure what you've said, but hopefully it's hello. So
hello.
He's saying hello to you, I think. Yeah. So answer to the question about what I'm up to on lockdown. So I've obviously been doing a lot of the table tennis media, and it's been fantastic having you join us tonight. And obviously a few other stars will join us in a few weeks. And I've been working from home a little bit and enjoying the garden. I've been doing a bit of gardening, basically mowed the grass.
Yeah.
And enjoyed my hot tub on the weekend. And
yeah.
And watching a lot of films. What's your favourite film?
Oh gosh.
Too many?
I tell you what, I have watched a lot of telly. I said to myself when this lockdown started, that I'd read a book a week, and I'd do my training, and I'd do the garden and look after everyone. And I find myself watching an awful lot of television.
Is it Netflix? Is that what you're watching?
Oh, it could be anything. Could be anything. What did I watch last night? I'm doing at least 3 hours a day of watching telly, which is dreadful, isn't it?
I'm not judging.
I know. You just sort of get sucked in, don't you? I always do the coronavirus update, which always depresses me. And then I think I need a bit of a boost. So I try and put something. Oh, Rob and Ramesh. I was watching.
Oh, okay.
I watched them.
No, I haven't, but I watched the... Is it good, is it?
Rob and Ramesh doing NFL, basketball and ballet. I mean, I watched that 2 or 3 times. You've got to see it.
I'll have to have a look.
A bit of comedy, a bit of lightheartedness in these sad times.
Definitely. I watched a film, I think it's called The Wrong Missy. So basically he's dating or trying to date, but he invited the wrong partner to the work event, which was overseas, and then it just goes horribly wrong. So it's quite funny, but I won't buy it, but it was still a good laugh, it picked me up, and it just all went wrong, and then he realised who he should be with at the end, but I won't spoil the story.
Yeah, well, you want something uplifting, don't you?
You do.
I mean, now the gardening programs are coming on, which is I've turned into a bit of a gardener, so
any tips?
yeah, don't go down the garden centre and spend all the money. That's which I did the other day, blimmin' heck. But yeah, I just anything light-hearted, really. I mean, my son's driving me mad because he just watches Spider-Man or all the Marvel things. Well, once you've seen them once, but got to share the telly, haven't you?
You do indeed. I've been watching a bit of the Harry Potters, but anyway, Alid has asked a funny question.
Yeah, I saw that one.
How much coffee do you get through a week?
I know. Well, Alid, you'll be very surprised to hear that I cut it down I thought this is a good opportunity for me to cut down my coffee. So I was an espresso mad, 6 pods a day, which was far too much. So I've cut it down to 2 a day. So I'm actually hardly drinking any.
Well, she's just on the wine instead.
Yeah, I drink 2 bottles of wine a day, but I'm not having the coffee.
That's crazy. Well,
so I've been cutting it down.
Well, that's helping me because it means I can enjoy tennis, have a gym, and have fun.
Yeah.
Great advice from a top class player. So I love it.
Can I ask Alid something?
Go for it. Yeah,
What's he up to?
So go on.
Oh, he's gone.
No, I think he's there. Alid, are you still there? Alison's just asked you a question. So what are you up to these days?
Will we be doing any more coaching courses, Because Ali's in charge of UKCC coaching coaches.
Oh, okay.
That's how I know.
Oh, still working apparently.
Oh. He's a man of very few words, isn't he?
He is. I'm just going to go along and say yes.
Are you not joining our weekly coaching webinars?
Where's he written that?
It's come up on my screen.
Oh, okay. He's just saying, haha. He's laughing.
Yeah. Are you not joining? Well, I would. Ooh.
Well, you've frozen a bit, Alison.
I have. What do I do?
I'm not sure.
You're the IT person.
So if you could leave the call and then I'll add you back in.
Oh, how do I do that? Just swipe up?
Or maybe I can remove you because we've...
Dear. You'd just be talking to yourself.
No, because I'll add you back.
All right.
It's not letting me. Is there a way of you... Is there a way of you leaving the chat?
Yeah, I think if I swipe up and then I'll rejoin, yeah?
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, that would be lovely, because it'd be nice to say goodbye in a professional manner.
That's better. I'm back.
You're not on my screen. Oh,
I'm my lips are moving.
they're not on mine.
Oh.
John McFall has said, drink more wine and enjoy the rest of your night.
Okay.
Can
you hear me?
I can hear you, I just can't. How do you remove?
I can see you and I can see me.
If you can leave the call, that would be fantastic.
All right, bye-bye.
And then rejoin.
Leave.
Right, we've just had a slight pause there. Hello!
Hello, I'm back!
Yeah, so we've had a few more messages. So, enjoy the bottles of wine. Sounds like she's got through a fair few already.
I don't know what he means.
Well, I think we'll wrap it up here. You know, it's been fantastic having you this evening, and it's been a great insight. And you know, it's British Army table tennis. I'm just so glad to have you on board and doing
that's lovely.
It's just brilliant to have you on board. You're a great character, you're good fun, and more importantly, you've got, you know, the coaching's fantastic, and all the guys love it. So yeah, thanks for this evening, and stay safe and well. And I look forward to watching this back.
Yes, thanks for having me. We'll keep in touch.
I will do, and stay safe and all the best.
Okay. Bye then. Bye.
Bye.
Everyone.
Bye everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you. Thanks, John. Thanks for joining, everyone. And we look forward to seeing Liam Pitchford on Wednesday. You know, it's fantastic. We've got all these star players getting involved and wanting to, you know, chat to British Army table tennis. Stay safe and see you Wednesday. Bye.